Well, those were true stories, except for the trench coat. I never had one. I don't know how to thank you, and I mean that literally, because I've kind of lost my voice, so all I can do is sort of stab away. You know, belatedly, I've come to realize the problem with journalism. It's addictive. And when you're out of it for several years, you feel kind of lost, and you start to ask yourself, you know, really, was it worthwhile? Sort of leading a life that's anything but normal, you know, forever chasing problems and so on. And I've been out of it for many years. So when I got the call from Bob Lewis, it was really like the adrenaline was back, you know. And when I heard that the jury of 9, independent, multimedia, and I thank them immensely, had all said yes, as I understand it. Yeah, I felt a moment of pride, because we all love journalism. I do. And then that someone from a different generation, someone whose work I respect immensely, Lisa Laflamme, would take on this role. I don't know how to thank her. She is a wonderful anchor. But what was wonderful about her doing this is the sort of how she and the foundation have really said, yes, we have to look to the past. We really have to understand the past if we want to be good journalists. And I think that's everything. And then, in addition to that, there's so many of my old colleagues from independent days who wrote in. I couldn't begin to thank them enough. I mean, and when we talk about lifetime achievement, anything you achieve is shared with the people you work with. Otherwise, it isn't much good anyhow. So, and as well as those letters from people in the media, in the main networks, people you all know, and people who, frankly, are far more professional, I think, than I was, because a lot of what we did then was played by ear. But I shall always treasure those letters as much as this evening. Two people in particular I want to thank, who somewhere along the line a few years ago decided they were going to adopt this, I don't know, oldie. I really, they're so kind that it's almost, I can't find words for it. But Elizabeth, Bob, I truly treasure you. But above all, I must say I treasure family. Mariko, my wife, who's been extra caring in what have been rough times. Our daughter, Kyo, who's here this evening, author, artist, and just about the most lovely person on the planet, Kyo. And my son-in-law, Dave Wall, musician, who's been like a brother to me. So back to lifetime achievement. Excuse me. It sounds so final. Yeah. But you know, journalists are contrarians, and I'm starting over, as you've seen. Thanks for the plug, guys. I got a book coming out in, excuse me, in September, which looks at the mad, sad early days of television as I experienced it. But But having said that, you know, journalism today, well, it's been, first of all, it's been a huge, huge privilege. I can't stress it enough to have spent almost 60 years in Canadian journalism. And a great part of that privilege has been to see the change, to see how professional journalism has become in Canada. It is second to none. But while saying it's second to none, let's, for this evening only, pass the honors on to the important and honored guest of the evening, the New York Times. Thank you, everybody.